Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Brian Davis with CityFront Innovations. Today, we will be discussing a very unique by nature, as you'll see in the tagline for the City of McKinney, a very unique public-private partnership between CityFront Innovations, the City of McKinney, and Edge Tensor. We have created the first AI-driven, edge computing-driven, smart parking experience for anyone that wants to visit downtown McKinney, Texas. The two technology partners collaborating on this initiative with McKinney include CityFront and Edge Tensor. I'd like to spend just a few minutes giving a 60,000-foot overview on both companies. CityFront is the first artificially intelligent citizen engagement mobile app. They're the first company to include image recognition for service requests. So simply take a picture with your phone of a pothole or graffiti or a dead animal in the street. And because it recognizes what the image is, it knows what department to route it to. And because it knows what department to route it to, it knows what legacy system to integrate into to create that service request and just follow that until it's completed. They also have a natural language processing engine that will allow the citizen to ask the app specific questions. When does the library open? Where is the library? When does City Hall open? When is my trash collected? When is recycling day? Who's my council member? It will bring back very accurate answers. CityFront is also a pioneer in automated permitting using robotic process automation. They have created the first fully automated permitting system in the country using RPA and AI in the city of Nolanville, Texas. And because CityFront has a very nimble and swift platform, it can easily integrate into city legacy system APIs very quickly. Edge Tensor is an on-edge computing company that has state-of-the-art technology when it comes to not only video analytics, but also how it houses that data. Their markets include mobility, transit authorities, smart content management, video security systems, and of course, smart cities. Right now, you're looking at an aerial shot of the downtown McKinney historical town square. In the middle of this town square is the McKinney Performing Arts Center, or MPAC. And so what we've done is we've placed these on-edge computing cameras around the roof on all four corners of this Performing Arts Center. And each camera has 4 lenses that are streaming video into our on-edge computing servers. So we have trained each of these video feeds to understand its field of view and where every parking spot around the square is located. So our mobile app then taps into that feed via our API to get real-time parking information delivered to our users. Now we're actually on top of the Performing Arts Center, and you get a bird's eye view from all 4 camera angles. Notice the various colors, and I'll explain in just a little bit what those colors mean and how we've trained our technology to pick up various details that are very important when relaying information back to visitors of the square. But this is just a nice bird's eye view to see what the cameras are seeing, to see the parking spots, and to see how our cameras have been trained to interpret this data. A very important piece of this puzzle is our on-edge computing. It is almost impossible to provide a large ROI benefit to the city without being able to have this video analytic data on edge instead of in the cloud. In fact, it's a 90% cost reduction having this data on edge versus on the cloud. So what you're seeing here is a basic overview of how this is working. The various colors you see, we know how to interpret a human or human traffic versus automobile traffic. We know how to interpret a parked car versus an empty space. We know how to recognize a car that's backing out or pulling in. And that's very important because we're going to be relaying that data through those video analytic feeds. It's interpreting what is actually happening and then feeding that data to the private servers and then to the public cloud and then into the City of McKinney mobile app. As a citizen or a visitor to McKinney, if I have downloaded the McKinney app, I can very easily go into the app, click on the destination that I would like to travel to. So in this case, it's Rick's Chop House. Now the app knows that I'm going to Rick's Chop House. The app shows me where Rick's Chop House is on the square, and it shows me where the parking is and whether or not there's availability or if there's a lot of traffic. And then it can actually route me through a Google map in real time to the nearest parking spot, to Rick's Chop House. Now let's just say that it's very busy and there are no spots open in front of Rick's Chop House or maybe anywhere along the square. Well, what we will also have is cameras on the entrance and exits of the garages and parking lots in downtown McKinney that people may not see if they're just driving around the square looking for a spot. And we can actually navigate vehicles to the nearest spillover parking spot that's closest to Rick's Chop House. One of the added benefits of this project that was discovered well into it, and it was discovered by the City of McKinney, is something that we refer to as ROI, or in this case, regions of interest. So the city can create these regions of interest and monitor parking in these specific areas, in these specific regions, or these individual parking spots. So let's say there's a loading zone and the city does not want a car to be parked in that loading zone for a certain amount of time, or our cameras can pick that up and alert the city that maybe someone needs to be cited. Our on-edge computing can also pick up foot traffic. When is it the highest? When is it the lowest? When are there more cars moving through downtown than any other time? What stores are getting traffic at what time? There's a lot of data and analytics that can be utilized by both the City of McKinney and the Chamber of Commerce to really benefit the entire downtown experience. With the help of the McKinney staff, we created this short bullet list of additional benefits of our project, and that is parking managers can now easily monitor regular and irregular occupancy of all parking or restricted areas in real time. We can provide live and historic occupancy data of individual parking spaces or complete parking areas. We can provide heat maps and daily, weekly, yearly analytics to better understand behavior and guide traffic in a more intelligent manner. We can see the average and or exceeded length of stay in various parking spots. Monitoring of non-parking zones, such as loading zones, as mentioned before, or fire hydrant spaces or other restricted areas with real-time messaging and analytics of parking in these specific areas. We can monitor traffic patterns and even reduce traffic congestion based on this data. We can obviously improve the driver's experience, and then other ancillary data points that we came up with are pedestrian foot traffic, asset utilization, and traffic patterns can all be analyzed and reported on. Well, hopefully that wasn't too painful or too long, but it's something we're very passionate about and excited about, and would be happy to answer any of your questions. Please give me a call, send me an email. This is my mobile number, and I would be happy to have a discussion with you, and we would love to bring this program to more cities throughout the state of Texas. Thanks again, and have a great day.